Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for joining us. Today we'll be looking at the northeast region. However, we're going to begin in the southwest, and it happens to be Lagos State, where emergency responders have rescued 4 people from the rubble of a 3-story building which collapsed while under construction in the Yobe area of Lagos State. The building located at 333 Boronu Street, Alagomeji, caved in on Friday night. This was confirmed in a statement on Saturday today by the National Emergency Management Agency via its official X handle, saying 4 adult males have been rescued. Teams from the National Emergency Management Agency, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, and other responders quickly mobilized to the scene and commenced search and rescue operations. The exact number of people still trapped in that building is yet to be confirmed, but efforts are ongoing to locate and evacuate them. River State Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas, has begun formal transition activities ahead of return to democratic governance in River State 6 months after President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency there. The process will begin on Sunday, September 14, 2025, with an interdenominational Thanksgiving service at the Ecumenical Center, the Adamawa Wharf Road, Port Harcourt. According to a statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Lucky Warika, the service scheduled to hold at the Ecumenical Center in Port Harcourt is expected to draw permanent secretaries, local government chairmen, security chiefs, traditional rulers, captains of industry, and other invited dignitaries. After receiving the report of the August 30th local government election, the Administrator Ibok Ibas declared that the presidential mandate given to him on March the 18th has been fulfilled. He expressed gratitude to security agencies, civil servants, community leaders, and the people of River State for their cooperation during what he describes as a trying but purposeful period. The Adamawa state government is set to begin a measles and rubella vaccination campaign using an integrated approach that will also cover polio vaccination. The chairman of the Adamawa State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Bashir Suleiman, explains that combining the measles and rubella vaccine increases the effectiveness of the immunization, raising protection levels from 85% to 95%. This is an interactive session to prepare journalists for effective coverage of the upcoming measles rubella vaccination campaign in Adamawa State. The exercise will run from October 16 to the 27th, 2025, as part of a nationwide effort to protect children from preventable diseases. Chairman of the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Bashir Suleiman, says protecting children is a shared responsibility, and the campaign is another step towards building a healthier and safer future.
Immunization is the most cost-effective public health intervention ever discovered by man. Mukache cost-effective, we mean you can achieve a goal with the minimum cost. Effective, yake mwinde mukeso. Cost, minimum. So immunization now is causing 8 out of 10 childhood morbidities and mortalities. So immunization now can address this problem. And it is free, it is effective, and it is safe.
Director of Disease Control and Immunization, Dr. Jacob Basumu, adds that every child in Adamawa State must be accounted for during the vaccination exercise.
Once you need an information, please, you can go through some of this website and get some of this information. People will be asking you as far as you pass this information to them. Where are they? Please try to go to, and you have our numbers, you can call us and you can call other health workers in various areas.
Development partners also expressed confidence in the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine, dismissing fears fueled by misinformation and misconception.
The issue of misconception of our vaccine. So they are safe. They have undergone clinical trial, various, and even as we continue administering these vaccines, from time to time, these samples are being taken to really see how effective they are so that it can be maintained.
The government cannot connive with some other strangers to come and bring something that will bring harm to the people. So this alone on its own should make us understand that these vaccines have been screened properly to ensure that it is not causing any form of harm to any child.
With stakeholders, health officials and partners united in their resolve, the upcoming measles rubella vaccination campaign in Adamawa State is more than just an exercise. It's a lifeline to safeguard the future of children. Meanwhile, efforts to unify Taraba State's health sector budget into one streamlined document is gaining momentum as stakeholders meet to harmonize the state's 2026 annual operational plan. The conference focuses on building a resilient health system that reflects the hopes and needs of citizens. Stakeholders agree that achieving this goal will not be possible without the strong involvement of development partners.
Before now, ministry and agencies, parastatals under Ministry of Health, and even Department of Primary Health Care in local government, they were having their budget separately. But let me use this opportunity to thank the federal government under the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and also the coordinating minister of Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. It is under this administration that we are now seeing a budget shift, a paradigm shift from what it used to be. Budget is being developed now from the facilities, that is from the bottom top, to address the needs, the health needs of the people, and for us, the health needs of Taraba State. And it means that from facilities from primary care level, they will develop their budget down to local government. They will harmonize it at that level and send it to state. State will also, all the parastatals under Ministry of Health will also develop their own budget against 2026. This meeting is for us to harmonize the budget as a single document.
The State Assembly is assuring health experts and stakeholders that reforms will continue until Taraba gets it right, stressing its commitment to supporting a stronger and more inclusive health budget.
Health is number one, five-finger of our governor, Dr. Bukefas. And all of you will bear me witness that if you go to Taraba now, the story is no more like before. You know, if you want to have a better healthcare system, you have to train the manpower, that is what my governor is doing. If you go to School of Nursing today, the story is different. If you go to Health Tech Takum, the story is different. And we in the Committee of Finance, Budget and Planning, we're always there for Ministry of Health. For anything pertaining health, we don't sleep. We go extra mile even in the night to do budget and make sure that the budget from the Ministry of Health is well taken care of.
The Bauchi state government is stepping up efforts to improve healthcare delivery as we remain in the sector. The focus is on strengthening manpower, upgrading infrastructure, and providing more medical equipment for hospitals and health centers across the state. Commissioner for Health, Dr. Sani Dambam, says Governor Bala Mohammed's administration is committed to addressing the key challenges. He assures stakeholders that visible progress will be achieved before the end of his administration.
At the beginning of this administration, 300 facilities have been upgraded and renovated and equipped. And then we also try to see how recently, this year alone, we are constructing and renovating 124.
We are mandated by His Excellency under 1 week to come up with all the gap analysis so that, to improve the service delivery, looking into the various segments that will bring service delivery. That's issue of theater, maternity, accident and emergency units, accommodation for doctors, water, lighting, security, ambulances, and basic equipment to render services.
Also speaking, the chairman of the Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Ruwanu Mohammed, explains that the government is prioritizing human capital development and infrastructure upgrade to ensure better healthcare services reach all communities in the state. Away from the health sector now, the Nigerian Institute of Building has commended Governor Inuwa Yahaya for constructing world-class structures in Gombe State and for appointing professional builders into key positions in his administration. Led by the national president, Alderton Newa, officials toured major projects in the state.
Members of the Nigerian Institute of Building from across the country are in Gombe, taking a professional look at iconic building projects executed under Governor Inuwa Yahaya over the past 6 years. The projects they visit include the ongoing 3-armed zone made up of the State Secretariat, High Court and House of Assembly complexes at the Gombe Central Business District. The group also inspect the 40-megawatt hydroelectric power plant at the Dandikowa Dam, the Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park, among other projects.
First of all, as professionals, like we keep on talking about building collapses, there are certain things you need to check when you get to the site. Apart from the fact that you have an eagle eye, when you look at construction sites, you have an eagle eye to see where is crooked, where is smooth. You first of all will have to check what are the instruments they are using to work with. If you say the construction program, you check for quality management plan, you check for health and safety. All those documents are our documents, the builders. Quite a lot, the drawings are there. But what we continued to ask as we went there, we discovered that Gombe State, apart from wanting to do the infrastructure development, is also taking to the right people are doing the job.
The deputy governor asked the institute to train more youth and calls on state to employ professional builders to curb the recurring problem of building collapses.
Anytime I hear building construction collapse, I used to lament, because that's a total waste. Thank God we have never experienced that in Gombe, and we wouldn't want to experience it. But I will appeal to them that they need to sacrifice more, educate people, go around and check and warn people this building will not stand the test of time. I think that's what will save all these collapsed buildings.
For the Director General of the Joint Project Development Agency in Gombe, Governor Inuwa has created an enabling environment for professionals to deliver landmark structures that will stand the test of time.
The governor is giving us a level playing field. He doesn't interrupt, he doesn't interfere with our responsibilities. We have so far installed more than 7,000 street lights across the state. The executive governor is a builder friendly. You know, government is multifaceted. In all places of government, we have builders, we have professionals, and we are very proud of that. We thank His Excellency for this.
The Institute commends the quality and scale of projects executed in Gombe, noting that the use of qualified builders ensures safety, durability and aesthetics. They add that other states across Nigeria have much to learn from Gombe's example.
Officers and soldiers of the 23 Armored Brigade of the Nigerian Army have been assured that their welfare and the well-being of their families remains top priority for the Army High Command. The assurance comes as the military continues efforts to secure the nation from internal and external threats. The commander of the Armored Corps, Major General Obina Ajunwa, gave the commitment during his assessment visit to troops of the Armored Corps in Yola, Adamawa state capital. He says the Army leadership is determined to ensure that personnel are well motivated in the line of duty. He also added that the welfare of officers and men is crucial to achieving success in military operations, stressing that the Army will continue to support them and their families while they serve the nation.
When you are commanding troops, you must also listen to them. Leadership is nothing without knowing the pulse of the people that you lead. So the Chief of Army Staff, knowing that, understands that, for instance, soldiers on retirement may not have the capacity to own a house. So the effort is made to make sure that they own a house of their own. And it is so subsidized that at the end of the day, depending on where you select that your house will be built for you, you should be able to have such a house. So at the end of the day, it's all about the welfare of the soldiers, because this is a profession that is between life and death, that you may be seen in the morning and in the afternoon you are no more. So all welfare responsibilities are taken off them to make sure that they pay attention to the job. Because if you do not have that 100% concentration, you are burdened by a lot of things. Then you lose concentration. At the end of the day, you may lose your life.
The Yobe State government has launched the 2025-2026 School Enrollment Drive and Back to School campaign in Damaturu, the state capital. As part of the initiative, the government plans to revive one primary school and one junior secondary school in each of the 178 wards across the state. Speaking at the flag-off, the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Professor Idris Abba Adam, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Buka Aji, says the move is aimed at reducing the number of out-of-school children and improving access to quality education.
Officials of the Yobe state government, traditional leaders, scholars, and representatives of UNICEF are here for the flag-off of the 2025-2026 annual school enrollment drive and back-to-school campaign. The campaign aims to reduce the high number of out-of-school children, especially in rural communities, following the state government's declaration of a state of emergency on education.
Today is not merely a ceremony, it is a call to action. It is a reaffirmation of our collective resolve to ensure that no child in our dear state is left behind, relegated to the margins of society due to lack of access to quality basic education. This campaign, let us be well aware, is a cornerstone of the broader vision of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Dr. Memalapu, whose firm commitment to educational realization has been a driving force behind our numerous interventions in infrastructure, teacher training, and learning material supply.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Yobe State, Buka Aji, explains that plans are on the way to revive one primary and one junior secondary school in each of the 178 wards across Yobe State.
This enrollment campaign will significantly increase the enrollment and retention of out-of-school children in both primary and junior secondary schools across the 17 local governments of the state. The government will rehabilitate all the schools, the staff quarters in those schools with modern facilities such as solar, satellite television, and other things that will make them to stay in our rural areas.
One after the other, the Permanent Secretary and the SUBEB Chairman lead the school enrollment and back-to-school campaign. Stakeholders and education experts raise concern that insecurity in the region is fueling the rise in out-of-school children.
The problem of out-of-school children is worrisome, as these individuals are vulnerable to religious, political, economic, and social manipulations, which can in turn turn them into menace to the society.
We have been educationally disadvantaged due to the challenges that we are having, like insecurity, where we have also a kind of education that is not being formal. like Almajiris, and due to limited support, we also ignore our special needs children. So we need to all have provide enabling environments for all this to key in.
It is expected that this annual exercise will go a long way in reducing the number of out-of-school children in Yobe State.
Meanwhile, the Yobe State government, through its World Bank-supported Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES, distributed 700 crop residue crushers and choppers to pastoralists across the state. The initiative is designed to boost livestock farming and improve resilience among herders. At the handover ceremony in Damaturu, the Yobe State Project Coordinator of LPRES, Adama Husseini Madeki, explains that the equipment will help increase the availability of animal feed, especially during the dry season.
For many years, pastoralists moved from one location to another in search of grazing lands because of the lack of pasture for their livestock. In Yobe State, the government, through the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES, is addressing this challenge by handing over feeds and training pastoralists on pasture development. The project teaches how to grow and preserve grasses for use during the dry season, reducing the need for constant migration.
The most important challenges that is being faced by the livestock farmers is lack of potable drinking water for the livestock and lack of pasture for the livestock. So these critical factors reduce productivity of our livestock. So that is why LPRES provided about 70 water points for livestock. That's solar-powered borehole with watering point.
The agency is also distributing more than 700 crop residue crushers and choppers to livestock farmers across the 17 local government areas of the state. The state coordinator explains that the equipment is given only to organized groups of pastoralists identified by LPRES.
This crop residue that is being utilized by livestock, about 70% of it is always being wasted. But by the time that it is crushed, about 90 to 95% will be completely utilized by the livestock. In turn, we will have about all year round availability of feed. That's the essence of distributing this crop residue crusher and crop residue chopper.
Beneficiaries commend Governor May Malabuni and LPRES for boosting livestock farming in Yobe State.
We thank Governor Buni and LPRES for ensuring we receive these tools. They will greatly support us and our children.
I am grateful to God and to the Governor of Yobe State. He has truly supported us, both in urban and rural areas. We will make good use of the implements given to us.
With Yobe hosting one of the largest livestock markets in West Africa, this investment is expected to create jobs and boost the state's economy.
Finally, the All Progressives Congress is intensifying its awareness campaign and mobilization campaign for the ongoing voter registration exercise in Taraba. Deputy National Women Leader of the party, Zainab Ibrahim, explained that the best way citizens can support President Bola Tinubu is by actively participating in the voting process.
Stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress APC from the 16 local government areas of Taraba State gather for a crucial meeting. The meeting, convened by the Deputy National Women Leader of the party, focuses on educating and mobilizing members on the importance of the ongoing voter registration exercise.
As a party, the APC believes in inclusive participation, grassroots mobilization. We cannot win election or drive sustainable development if our people are not empowered with the basic tool of democracy, which is the PVC. This is why today in Jalingo, we call on our local government leaders to intensify efforts in guiding and supporting citizens in their communities to participate fully in the continuous voter registration, CVR.
The state chairman of the APC, represented at the event, urges members to encourage eligible voters, especially first-time registrants, to take advantage of the exercise.
Without your voter's card, we cannot get development in Taraba State. I have heard over the radio for the ongoing voters registration in the Northeast. Maiduguri has run fast in population, followed by Bauchi, Gombe, about 3,000. The least is Taraba State, which is only 2,000.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Taraba State is also backing the continuous voter registration. He describes it as a key avenue for the PDP to retain power.
It is an opportunity. If you miss it, you cannot get it again. So we have set up various committees now within the party, and very soon they will all go back to their local government to make sure they inform their people, for those who has no registration or voters card, to make sure they get their voters card. More especially those that were not up to 18 years and now they are 18 years. It is time for them to get their voters card.
While the PDP insists it remains a household name in Taraba, the APC says it will leverage the ongoing voter registration to grow its membership base and challenge the dominance of the ruling party in the 2027 general elections.
And that brings this edition of Newsroom Series to a close. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.